Hi there, welcome to the Insights Enabler. My name is Michael Ngama. If you're watching this video, it means you've made it to 2022. Now, most people when the year starts, they set themselves goals, they create to-do lists, the list of things that they want to do for the whole year. I had a privilege to have a discussion with a friend of mine about lists because the year is beginning. We're talking about this list of things that we need to do. We're talking about the goals of the year. So he was telling me that, Michael, that goals that I set for myself last year, the list of things that I needed to do last year, I didn't do them. I'm so talented. I have so many talents. I have so many things I know how to do, but I end up not doing anything. I end up not developing these talents enough so that they can make me money, so that they can bring enjoyment. And then I asked him like, okay, why are you saying that you weren't able to do these things? He's saying that there's so many things I list them down, as people say we must have a list. I list them down, but the issue is when I'm supposed to start doing these things. It's when I'm supposed to design that logo that I need to design. Suppose when I need to register my business, I can't register my business. I'm like, why you can't register a business? It's giving me these excuses and these excuses. And I'm like, no worries. Let me tell you a story. The story that I'm about to tell you even now. In year 2020, or last year, yeah, this is 2021, or last year was 21, yeah, 2020. I had a privilege to meet this manager of mine, who is now a mentor and a friend. We're creating the list at work, the list of things that we want to do for the year 2020. And then I created these loads of lists. I want to go back to school. I want to start a business. I want to start an NPO. I want to impact people's lives. I want to do tenders and so forth and so forth. I want to bring impact into the business at work. And then he's like, okay, that's a cool list. But let me tell you something. The chances of you doing any of these things are close to zero. And I'm like, really now? I didn't say it out loud. I said it inside my heart. I'm like, hey, jealousy. You thought I don't have a list, And he was like, the reason why I'm saying that is because with so many lists, with so much in your list, you then end up being confused on what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Then you're ending up procrastinating, pushing things down as the year progresses, saying, no, I'm going to do it later, I'm going to do it next month. And then as the year progresses, there are other things that are going to come and clutch in the list. They want to be priority within the list because now you don't have a set of things that you want to do. You ending up entertaining the things that does not bring value according to the list of things that you want to do in that particular year. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's interesting. So what is it that I need to do? He then, okay, cool. What is it that you need to do is very simple. You need to sit down with yourself, take this list of yours that you've just told me. Then I want you to write top 5 of the things in this list. Write down top 5 of the things that you want to do in this year. I'm like, top 5? Why so little things? Top 5 of the things that have meaning into your life. Or rather, when you sum up this list, 80% should contribute to you becoming more happier. should contribute to you becoming a better person than you were beginning of the year. So in other words, it should bring value to you. It should not necessarily be monetary value, but it should be development. You need to be in a better position than you were beginning of the year as far as development is concerned. I'm like, okay, cool. That's easy enough. Then I went back, created my list of top 5 of the things that I want to do. I'm like, okay, cool. I want to start my business. I want to start the NPO. I want to make sure that I perform much better at work. So it means I need to do over and above the goals of that we're going to set with my manager for work. So I want to get married. Yes, I want to get married. Definitely, for sure. I want to go on a vacation. You know, those are the top 5 things. And I went back to him like, okay, these are my top 5 things. And then it's like, okay, cool list. It's really cool. Can you see now that in this top 5 things, there's so many things that you mentioned before, but they're no longer in this list? And I'm like, yeah. Why is that? And I'm like, no, I think it's because you said I need to come up with the top 5 things that will, at the end of the year, when I look back, I'll be more developed than I was beginning of the year. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, okay, that's good. Now, go back, sit down with yourself. I want you to come up with top 3 of this top 5 list of the things that you sure, once you execute them, once you do them, you would be the happiest. I'm like, hey, top 3. Oh, this guy does not want me to be successful. But anyway, I went back, sat down with myself, and I'm like, okay, what are these things that I want to do that will make me enjoy the year? Sat down and I wrote down these 3 things. Okay, I went to him. I was very excited. I'm like, okay, cool. This is easy enough. So we sat down and he's like, can you see that when you are talking about opening an NPO, you are actually saying that you want to impact people's lives? And that was number 7 in your list. I'm like, yeah. So having so many things in your list, you ending up being clustered and not being able to execute any of them because you failed to, 1, prioritize, 2, you failed to simplify your list in such a way that you can be able to execute it. You are busy writing down all these things that you have to do. Mind you, I am multi-talented. I can sing, I can act, I can paint, I can write, I can do all these things. So there are a lot of things in my list like they are in yours right now. But what you need to do is very simple. You need to simplify your list as much as possible in such a way that if you can come up with top 3 of the things that you want to do in this year, these things, they need to be in a position whereby by the end of the year, you will be a person to say, wow, I am a better person. I am more developed than I was when the year started. Rather than having so many things in your list where you ending up doing none of them because you're confused, you can't prioritize when there are emergency coming in, urgent things coming in, you end up deserting your list and focusing on the now. Because there's so many things that you need to do in your list, you're ending up being discouraged by your own list, by your own New Year's resolution. So my advice to you is to, number 1, prioritize. Give yourself top 3 of the things that you want to do in this year. Over and above top 3, as the year progresses, it's a bonus for yourself. At the end of the year, go out and treat yourself and like, yep, I did 3 plus 1 or 3 plus 2 or 3 plus 3 of the initial goals that I wanted to do. Why? Because if you do these top 3 goals that you want to do or top 3 things you want to do, you will be a happier person than you are as we are speaking now. So write in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Also, share what's on your mind about this thing of simplifying the lists, of simplifying your goals as much as possible, because there is beauty in simplicity. When you simplify things, it becomes easier to action those things. That's what I have in this session. So tune out to the other session. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it thumbs up. Comment in the section below. Share your insights. Until next time. Oh, subscribe, guys, please. Let's subscribe, please. Yeah.